Hello everyone, welcome to this webinar. How can you accelerate your analytics project on SAP S4HANA and SAP Datasphere? So I'm Antoine from RapidViews. I'm in charge of sales and marketing, and today I'm with Alexandre.
Hello.
Technical manager. So the webinar must last 40 or 50 minutes. Your microphone are muted, but you can use the chat section on the right panel. So don't hesitate to ask any question during the session, and we will end the session with a Q&A. Okay. So let's go. So to start, we will present briefly RapidViews, who we are. Okay. We will see our business content for S4HANA and SAP Datasphere. Alexandre will make a lab demonstration for business content. We will show you our BI Smart repository, some features about SAP BW transformation. We'll talk a bit about customers' references and case studies, and we will end the session with your question. So just to start, who we are. So we are a French company. We are based in Toulouse, in the south of France, and we are specialized in SAP analytics solution. So we have two products, so two missions actually. First is the business content on SAP to accelerate analytics project deployment. And second one is the BI Smart repository, will help you to master, centralize, and migrate your analytics content. Actually, we have more than 40 customers in the world. We don't work only in France. We work in Canada, we work in Germany, in UK, in Spain, in Switzerland, and we have more than 10 partners worldwide. And of course, we have SAP partners, and our solution, especially our business content, are certified by SAP. So as I said, we have two products. Our historical product is our business content, which are data marts, data models in calculation view, in CDS views, and in analytics model. So it's working actually on ECC on HANA, S4HANA, and SAP Datasphere, which cover the core module of SAP. So FICO, SD, MM, PP, QM, EWM, PM, PS, and Ariba. And we have recently a new module, which is a TM. And our second product is the BI Smart repository, which is a governance analytics tool to centralize all your metadata BI. Okay, so we are not a Colibra or Alation, which is a big data governance tool. We are totally focused on analytics. So our business content, what we have built. So when HANA technology was coming, we decided to develop some business content. So on the top of the SAP table, we have developed some fact and dimension tables to have some nice data models, nice star schema, SAP HANA virtual data marts to provide to end users semantic layers. Okay, when you use a BI tool, you have on the right panel a section with the semantic layers to build your reports, and that's really what we provide. Okay, and we are coming with a set of analytics on some tools like SAP Business Objects, SAP Analytics Cloud, Power BI, and Tableau software. Okay, so we have some pre-built analytics on these four BI tools, but our technology is working with any BI tool. Okay. Today we have more than 70 data marts with a lot of cross-module data marts, so cross-domain, with a lot of KPIs. And we have more than 70 reports pre-built. So we are not a a plug-and-play solution. You know, in the business intelligence, it's not really possible because all customers have their own specification. But we are really an accelerator. Okay, so we provide a strong foundation for your BI projects, which cover in sometimes 70 or in sometimes 80 and in sometimes 60. It depends on the volume of specification of the customer, but we have made a lot of projects actually, and 70% is clearly the good number. So on the finance and controlling, so we covered the submodule finance and controlling. Okay. On the sales and distribution, we cover the submodule orders, billing, and deliveries. On the material management, we covered purchase order and inventory. On the production planning, we cover sales and operation planning, demand management, material and capacity requirement planning. On quality management, we cover quality planning, quality control, and quality notification. On EWM, we cover inbound and outbound deliveries, handling units and physical stock, and warehouse tasks. On PM, we cover submodule preventive maintenance, maintenance order management, and work clearance management. On PS, project structure, planning, and budgeting. And on Ariba, we cover supplier management, procurement, and invoice management. I will send you all the slides at the end of the presentation. Okay. And of course, as I said, we have a strong knowledge of in these modules, and we have a lot of cross modules to connect each other. Okay, so we have already data marts which connect finance to purchase. We have already data marts which connect finance to sales, etc. Maybe Alexandre, you can explain this slide on the architecture.
Okay, thank you. Yes, this slide explains the possible architectures that we can have with our customers. So the RapidViews, we have three technology, in fact, that are compatible with RapidViews. This is ECC on HANA. So historically, we begin with that. We have begun with this ECC on HANA systems. Now we see a lot of S4 HANA with the CDS technology, and also SAP Datasphere for the data warehouse layer provided by SAP in the cloud. So RapidViews, we ask the customers, our customers, to choose the technology. So now, as I said, there are the customers that want to have a transactional BI without a data warehouse, or they will choose S4HANA with a CDS. And the customers that want to do some data warehouse project, and also combine maybe Datasphere with another data warehouse tool like non-SAP tool like Fabric, Snowflake, Palantir, etc. They will use Datasphere to implement RapidViews Business Content. And then concerning the reports, the report layer, so we have some templates of reports in Webby that is Business Object, SAP IT Cloud, Power BI, and Tableau. But you can also have another reporting tool connected to our content if this tool have an SAP connection, like Click, which MicroStrategy,
Cognos, Apache. Anyway.
Yeah. So in these four technology, Webby, SAC, Tableau, and Power BI, we have some templates of reports to give you examples of what we can provide, like the dashboards that we can provide on the top of the RapidViews content. The real value of RapidViews is on the modelization side. That could be so SAP Datasphere. SAP Datasphere can be we will have a slide dedicated to SAP Datasphere, but the source system of Datasphere can be ECC or S4HANA. So if you have ECC or S4, but you can choose Datasphere, or if you have S4HANA, but you can choose to import RapidViews directly on your S4HANA system. But in this case, yes, it's not a data warehouse project. So this is for real-time transactional reporting on your system, and so.
And why there is some Snowflake, Databricks logo here?
Yes, but as I said, the Datasphere can be then you can modelize the SAP data in Datasphere and then send all this data in your data warehouse that is maybe Fabric or Snowflake or your enterprise data warehouse, because sometimes you need to cross the data also between SAP and non-SAP system.
Okay, thanks, Alexandre. So why we start at 70%? It's because the data warehouse conception and data warehouse realization is already done. So we have worked more than 3 or 4 years to develop our business content, and there is only the final and delivery data warehouse to finalize. Okay, so there is some specification, some customization for every customers. So that's why we can't say that it's a plug and play solution, because there is always some adjustment to do on the models to work with the customer's environment. So as we said, our solution is working on ECC HANA, on S4HANA, and on Datasphere. We are, of course, certified by the SAP. You can find us on SAP Store, and you can find us directly in the SAP Datasphere application, in the first parts content. Okay. On Datasphere, maybe, Alexandre, you can explain what is the concept?
So for Datasphere, you can have ECC or S4HANA for the source system. So for ECC, we're going to replicate your SAP tables, okay, like KN A1, VBRK. If you have S4HANA, so cloud private or on-premise or public cloud, we are going to use the CDS extraction to replicate with the Delta real time in SAP Datasphere. So there is a for Ariba, there is an ETL tool that is necessary between Ariba and Datasphere, because Datasphere doesn't have for the moment a native connection to Ariba. Then when we look at the Datasphere layers, we are going to have the fact and dimension views that are classified by kind of data and also the functional domain. And on the top of that, we are going to implement our data marts. So data marts, we could say cube, data cube, or star schema. This is the same concept. And so we classify all these data marts per functional domain, and we have also some cross-module data marts that can combine finance and SD, for instance, or SD and MM, etc. And then on the top of Datasphere, we will have the reporting layer. So here, this is an example with SAC, because SAC is very integrated with Datasphere, but we have some customers that also have Power BI. They use also Power BI connected to SAP Datasphere model, and they do all their visualization layer in Power BI.
Yeah, there is a logo of SAP Analytics Cloud, because there is a lot of features native with SAP Datasphere. So it's for SAP customers like a logical approach to use SAC on top of Datasphere, but a lot of customers actually use Power BI, for example, on the top of Datasphere, and it's working actually. Yeah. It's okay, Alexandre?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are the main benefits of contents? It's really fast to implement. it's 5 to 10 days to install a business content. So it's 5 days for every business content. For one business content is FICO, one business content is SD, etc. It's totally flexible, so you can edit the content. It's like we are an accelerator. We provide custom CDSU, a custom analytics model, and after that, you can edit it, okay, customize it. Every customers customize your content. They're working on it to be sure to implement all the specification, okay? It's sustainability over time, okay? So it's compatible with ECC and S4HANA and SAP Datasphere. We have some customers actually working on SAP Datasphere because they know that their migration to S4HANA will be in maybe 5 or 6 years. So they start to make their business intelligence on the top of SAP Datasphere, and they will, you can connect your ECC to SAP Datasphere, and while they will migrate on S4HANA, they will reuse what they have done in SAP Datasphere, okay? And it's compatible with all BI tools on the market. The 4 logo you see, it's just the 4 logo where we have some analytics template. Okay, maybe Alexandre, we can make a demonstration on Datasphere, and maybe we can show some reports.
Yeah. Okay.
And just if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask them in the right panel. You have a little panel to ask some questions. So we will take all the questions at the end of the session. Thanks.
So here I am in SAP Datasphere. So in Datasphere, everything is classified and organized by space. Okay. So when we implement our business content on our customers' environment, Datasphere, we are going to add a new space to separately replicate the data and then modelize it, and also we do it by functional domain. So I'm going to show you in RapidViews MM an example of analytics model on RapidViews MM. So we have some in space, we have some tables with the data inside, you know, the views that are the objects where we modelize SAP data, and then the analytics models that are the semantic layer, where we are going to create our KPI. So in this case, I will show you the P2I lead time. So this is a cube that we have to evaluate the performance of the purchase process from the purchase request to the invoice receipt with the good receipts, the purchase order, etc. So this is the star schema that, so the last step that we have in Datasphere. So we implement approximately 10 cube per module, like this one per module. So this is 10 cube for SD, 10 cube for MM, 10 cube for FICO, etc. So then in 5 days, so you can we can use the this tool to without look at the reports, just execute this cube, and we can use this kind of application to, for instance, use the material number. So this is an example of the semantic that we can provide. It's approximately 100 to 200 fields per cube with all these KPIs. So for instance, I will show you the material number. We can choose the purchase organization name. So you can see how it works, our semantic. We can add some KPIs like the good receipt quantity, the number of PO, the number of PO item if we want, the PO quantity. So all of this is behind these models. There are lots of modelization that we can provide, and then you can play with these with this cube to have your first analysis. And it's very useful also to make the data validation of all your cube. Then if I switch to the reports side, so I will open this SAC report. So this is an example of SAC report that we can provide on this data. So the customers usually start from that one, and then they are going to modify these reports or create their own dashboard from the semantic. So the semantic layer is available here. Okay, so I have here all the fields that are contained in my semantic layer, and then you can drag and drop to modify the reports. And for instance, here it's the number of PO per purchasing group. But if I want to see, I don't know, not the purchasing group, but the purchasing organization, for instance, we can modify directly these reports. All the models on every report that we deliver can be modified by your team. This is the goal. Then this is an example in Power BI of what we can deliver. So this is a dashboard on the procurement side, and you have, for the person who knows Power BI, we have the semantic layer here on the right panel, and here you have approximately 100 fields, and you can drag and drop and modify the reports. Here it's top 5 vendors per order value, but if you want to see, I don't know, the top 5 materials, the top 5 plants per order value, but also deliver value, I don't know, build value, you can use all this semantic that is already prepared, and you can really take every field and cross every data, every KPI, and every master data, and everything will work well. So this is an example of Power BI reports. We have also Tableau and business objects. So this is not part in the demo, but yes. So SAC, Power BI. That's all, Antoine?
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, thanks a lot. As you said, Alexandre, our main power is in the modelization, so within the semantic layer. Okay. Some customers take our business content without our reports because our main knowledge is in the modelization. Okay. So as I said, we are an accelerator. We accelerate close to 70% the BI projects. And with our first customers, they said, okay, how can we accelerate the last 30%? That's why we have developed another tool, which is the BI Smart Repository, which is today a governance analytics tool with some features of data search, data lineage, impact analysis, business catalog, analytics set, KPI, and data glossary. To centralize all your metadata BI and to provide a governance tool. Okay. So actually, we have the ability to connect all these tools. So we have some reporting tools like Web Intelligence, so SAP Business Objects, Power BI, Tableau Software, SAP Analytics Cloud, SAP Analytics for Office, BigQuery, Digdash, Fury, and Click. And on the data source, we have a great momentum actually on SAP BW because there is a lot of projects with some customers who want to migrate BW to Datasphere or to migrate BW to another data lake. So they must map and categorize all their BW environments. Okay, we can centralize all the data source Datasphere, calculation views, CDS views, data services, which is the ETL of SAP, SQL Server, and we are working actually on 3 new connectors this year, who are Talend, Snowflake, and Fabric. Okay. So what is the goal of the platform? It's to document your reports, semantic layers, data marts, views, and tables in one single place. Okay, so we have some features, data search, data lineage, and impact analysis, which are more for BI services, and we have some features, KPI, Analytics Hub, and Business Catalog, who are more for business users. Okay. Our tool is a cloud platform, a cloud-based platform. You will have the ability to find easily something into your analytics assets. So with a keyword, you can search something. And after that, you will have the availability to have a global data lineage from the higher level, so generally the reports, to the lower level, the bottom level, which is the SAP table in this case. So as you see on this capture, you have SAP Analytics Cloud reports with two data models, SAP Analytics Cloud, and after you have all the Datasphere transformation with, in blue, all the SAP S4HANA CDS, and after you have the SAP table, okay? All these lineage are available at column level. So if you take a field of this on this report, you will have all the lineage from the report to the table. And we have the lineage in the other side. So if you go on the view of, for example, of Datasphere, okay, if I select this one, I will show the impact if I make a modification on this on the higher level. Okay, so I know if I modify this one, I will have to be careful about these two reports, because if I make something wrong, it could impact these two reports. Okay, so these three features are more for BI manager, IT team, etc., which are data search, data lineage, and impact analysis. After, we have some features for business users. So you will have the ability to, when you have centralized all your BI assets, you will have the ability to classify all your BI assets by domain. Okay. So for example, SD, MM, PP, CO, QM, etc. It's a lot used by your customers on onboarding. For example, if you want to integrate a new people in the finance team and you want to show them what are available in the BI concept in your company, you can just show, okay, what I have all in the finance part. Okay, Alexandre will show you the demonstration. And you will have the availability to centralize all your analytics of different tools. Okay, as I show you, we have a lot of connectors because a lot of companies today have several BI tools. They have not only business object, or they have not only Power BI, because the purchase domain is using Power BI, the sales domain is using SAP Analytics Cloud, for example. So in this tool, you will have the availability to be like the BI portal, okay, of the company, and you will centralize all your BI tool. And when you click on one, you will have the ability to go directly into the reporting tool after. Okay, you can't use the reporting tool directly in the platform, but you will have a button to explore and to go on the reports. And to finish, we have a KPI hub. It's the same concept than the analytics hub for the indicators. Okay, so we have three main features for the business users actually. Alexandre, maybe you can show us a demonstration of the tool?
Yeah. So here I am in the BI Smart repository. So this is a web application. So I will show you several referentials. So the first one will be the RapidViews referential, because as we explained before, we have some business content on several functional modules of SAP. But in this tool, we are going to make the documentation and classify all of this. But not only our content, because SAP also have some standard content with the embedded analytics. So we are going to also make the documentation of this. And but the customers have also their own Power BI, their own SAC reports. They will also customize our content, so but they can create all the referential that as needed, in fact, to make the governance of all of this. So in RapidViews content, so the first feature is the data search. So here in this referential, I have all these reports, okay, and then I have the semantic layer. Then we are going to see the views, the cube, until the SAP tables here. So we can use the data search bar to make a search on sales, for instance, and I will see everything about sales. I can search also with VBAK, for instance. This is an example of a technical search. I'm going to show you what we have on the on-time in full analysis. So this report, so the delivery on-time in full. So this report here, we are going to see a picture of the reports, the architecture with the Power BI, the SAP HANA, and the SAP tables. We can see as well some description here with the documentation in Excel, and we can also, as on one side, we can configure for you a button here to open directly the reports in the reporting tool, Power BI or SAC, etc. Here I have the complete list of my columns that are used in the reports. Okay, so with the attributes and the KPIs in orange. Here I have the data lineage. So here we can see that this delivery OTIF reports is based on the delivery OTIF semantic model in Power BI. Okay, so for the yellow part. Then we have the SAP HANA models. So here it could be Datasphere, it could be CDS. Here it's HANA calculation views. So we have these data marts with the fact views, the dimension views, and here we recognize the SAP tables like LIPS, VBAK, etc. This data lineage, we have also this lineage at the column level. So I can select one column like the sales document and verify that this column is coming from the VBAP table, okay, with the SAP fields as well. So we can see VBELN. So this is the sales document in the SAP database, and also I can see all the views and the cube that modelize this data. Okay. If I select a more complex KPI like the on-time KPI, so we can see in the lineage. So here we can see a functional explanation. The customers can implement then their own functional explanation. Okay, so you can modify it if you want. And if you add some new KPIs to our content, but you can modify also the documentation in the Smart Repository platform. This KPI is a little bit more complex because there are multi fields in the data source, and I can see here the formula that is applied in the delivery OTIF RV view. So if here I have the formula, and also every formula is analyzed to understand which are the main data sources. So here I have several SAP tables that modelize, that contain my source.
Just to be sure that you understand, here we show you in fact the documentation for business content, but of course the goal is to import your own content. We have the availability, and Alexandre will show you, but you have the availability to import your own Power BI reports, your own CDS view, your own calculation views, and you will have all the complete lineage from the SAP table to the reports automatically.
Okay, so for SAP, just to show you an example of the embedded analytics that are documented in the platform. So here, if I click on sales, I have this standard Fiori tile, sales volume detailed analysis, for instance, with all these tables, and we have the possibility to show as well, to see the data lineage from the SAP tables through the CDS models. Okay, so there are several layers here, and at the end, in purple, the Fiori tile that is delivered by SAP in standard.
And we have some customers which are using our tool just to document all the S/4HANA standards referential to be sure that they are using the good CDS to start a new need, and they will find it really fast thanks to our tool.
To show you an example of CDS based consumed in Datasphere, let me take this one. So this is an SAC report. And these reports is based on Datasphere models. Okay, so in purple, this is Datasphere. And here we have the CDS view that in this case modelize the data from the SKA1 SAP tables. So this CDS modelize this data. This CDS is then replicated in SAP Datasphere, and then the cube is done in Datasphere, and this cube is consumed in SAC.
And why you don't have the impact analysis on this one?
Impact analysis, yes.
Yeah, you can't click on impact analysis. That is normal. Yeah.
Yes, because we are in the report layer. If we click here, for instance, I can show I can see the impact analysis. Maybe it will be, yes, it will be very big in this case because this CDS, it's very central, you know, for this data with the charts of accounts. But I can see every reports that contain my GL account chart of account data. Okay. I can see the list of the join, the annotations, the script of the CDS. For every technology, then we have some.
And of course, we all the connector we show you, it's working in the same time. So in this time, you show SAC on Datasphere, on CDS, on SAP table. But if you have a BW on the middle of that, if you have Tableau software, if you have data services, you will have the complete lineage from the start to the end.
Here, this is an example with BW. So here it's a nice analysis for office reports that is based on this BEX query, and then this BEX query is consumed with it's based on a multi-provider, etc., until the SAP tables.
Yeah, we have a lot of projects actually with big companies who want to migrate their BW, but they need to understand what is in the BW system. So they use our tool to audit and to map and to document and all their BW system. Yeah. Okay, thanks. If you have any question, don't hesitate to ask it on the right side. So if I go on the presentation. So we have seen the business content for S4HANA and Datasphere. We have seen the BI Smart repository, and a little word on the SAP BW transformation. As I said, a lot of people want to migrate their BW because BW, as you know, you may know, will have an end of life at the end of 2027 for some people and 2030 for some if you have expansion maintenance. There is a lot of there is a big problem because there is few or no resources familiar with BW solution because maybe the BW was developed 20 years ago, so the people who developed this are not are no more here. The documentation is obsolete. Okay. So with the BI Center Story, you will have the ability to centralize all your BI and all your BW assets and reports in your platform. All the version of BW are working. So 7.5, BW on HANA, BW for HANA, everything is working. And you will save a lot of time to migrate BW to another data warehouse. A lot of people are going from BW to Datasphere, but we are making some project actually with some customers who want to migrate BW to Snowflake or BW to Palantir, for example. Yeah. So as I said, all versions of BW are supported. We cover a lot of BW objects. Okay, you have all the list here. Sometimes with some customers, we have new objects that we have not yet seen, but we have already done a lot of projects, so we cover mainly the most of the BW object today. Okay. And we cover the routines, we cover the APD, we cover the multi-provider with an external views, everything. Okay. And to convert easily your BW content, you have just to use your BW to import all assets of BW into the BI Smart repositories. Thanks to our business content, we will have the availability to accelerate the deployment of the analytics on SAP Datasphere. Okay, and for some people, they just use Datasphere as pass between the S4HANA and the data lake used by the company, which could be Snowflake, Fabric, anyway. Okay. So the main benefit of the BI Smart Story is to master the content of the BI environment. So we are like a governance tool dedicated to analytics. Okay, you can visualize all your BI platform with some features of data lineage, impact analysis, and search. You can explore all your reports and KPI in one single place. You can visualize your business intelligence by process, and you can use it to accelerate your BW transition. So we have already more than 40 references. We are close to 50 now. We work with big companies like Total Energy, ENGIE, LDC, Sunstar in France, but not only in France. We are working with some companies in Germany, with some company like Soucy, which is a Canadian company. Saxtel is a Canadian company. Exertis is a company in UK. So we work with a lot of different companies in different countries and on different architecture. Okay, we have already installed our content on S4HANA, on ECC on HANA, on Datasphere, and sometimes they use Datasphere as the data warehouse. Sometimes they use Datasphere just as a pass between S4HANA and the data lake. So you have seen a lot of different architecture. So we have a lot strong expertise on that. Okay. So for example, we are working with Soucy Techno. They had SAP S4HANA Public Cloud ERP, and they were not able to address complex reporting with S4HANA Public Cloud because there is a lot of limitation with embedded analytics. So with the combo of Datasphere plus RapidViews, we implement the analytics really fast on the top of Power BI. So they use S4HANA Public Cloud plus Datasphere plus Power BI. Okay, and in just 2 months, they have their BI up and ready. And another big project, which is Total Energy, a big oil company in France and in the world. So we made a project on SAP Datasphere. So we installed our business content on SAP Datasphere because they centralize all their data from ECC and from several ECC systems and from several S4HANA systems in one place, which is Datasphere. We modelize all the SAP data thanks to our content into Datasphere, and they push the data after into Azure. Okay. So, thanks a lot, everyone. We can make some proof of concept on your data in just in few days. For the business content, you just have to find a good use case, okay? And for the BI Smart repository, we can do just a proof of concept in just few days to import some CDSUs or Power BI reports or SAP Analytics Cloud reports anyway, just to show you the value of a solution that it could be very, very fast on the BI Smart repository. In just maybe 2 days, you can have a proof of concept on the BI Smart repository. So you have all your contacts here. So I'm Antoine. I was with Alexandre today. So don't hesitate to send us an email if you want another presentation, maybe with your team. If you want, if you have any additional question, and if you want maybe to try the solution. Okay. So I don't know if you have any question. I will check if there is already some question. Don't hesitate to use the right panel to ask your question. We will maybe wait 1 or 2 minutes.
There is one question, Antoine. So the platform RapidViews is connected directly in live to S4HANA and the Datasphere BW server. So no, in fact, our web application is not connected live. We use another an on-premise tool, the extractor that is installed on your laptop or virtual machine, and this tool will will be connected to your server. So it could be Datasphere, SAC, BW, etc. And this tool will extract the metadata to store all this data in JSON files, and then manually you can drag and drop your JSON files in the platform. But the platform, so this is an export and import in our platform. Okay, so you can then planify, schedule this export and import, but our platform is not. There is no opening of internet flow between your server and our platform. Everything is done by our extractor tool that is installed on premise. Yes, so this is a security choose that we have done a few years ago to be sure that there is no security issue with your company.
Yeah, because we work with a big company, so of course you have some security subjects with them. So yeah, it's we have an on-premise solution to export the metadata, and after you will import it into the platform here. We have another question. What is the difference between SAP Datasphere and SAP Business Data Cloud? Just to explain, SAP Datasphere is just a component of the SAP Business Data Cloud. In fact, the old name of SAP Datasphere was SAP Data House Cloud. After SAP renamed it in SAP Datasphere, and now they talked about SAP Business Data Cloud, which is a commercial name of a bundle of different solutions. With SAP Analytics Cloud, SAP Datasphere, BW for HANA, and other thing, but it's just a commercial name. Yeah. What are the resources needed for customers to work on a POC, Alexandre?
So on the customer side, but we need at least one person on the BI scope, okay? Because as I said, we are going to if we do a POC on the business content side, but we are going to have maybe an access to be created on SAP Datasphere or S/4HANA, and if it's a POC on smart repository side, we are going to have some installation to do and some access as well. So it's at least one day with one person on the BI or IT team on your side, on the customer side. And then in function of what you want to do, if we combine, I don't know, business content or platform, or just the platform, and also maybe we have some audit features on the platform that could ask then 2, 3, 4 days. Usually it's maximum 5 days for a complete POC, but yes, it could be between 1 day and 5 days for POC, but yes, we need to
just send us an email, we can check it together. Okay. Another question, have you have the availability to import routines of BW?
So yes, routines. So this is maybe the most complex object of BW that we can analyze. So yes, we have the routines. So you can centralize all your routines in our platform, even if it's start routine and routine, expert routine, or field routine. All these kind of routines are covered by our platform, and we can centralize all the scripts in our platform.
Okay, thanks, Alexandre. I think there is no more question. I don't know if you have more question. Don't hesitate to use the right panel. And if there is no more question, thanks a lot, everyone. You have a contact on the slide. Don't hesitate to send me an email if you have any question, or if you want to go through a POC or to try the solution. We can give you an access to try the solution too. So don't hesitate to send me an email. Thanks, Alexandre, for the webinar.
Thank you.
Talk soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.